Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. Sub-Saharan Africa, this is the last tweet from the President of Gabon. Échange très amicaux avec le prince héritier de Bahreïn, Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. He has vanished since then. A video link posted on Facebook on June the 20th showed a man cooking human body parts in a pot over a wood fire. The man in the video was not a separatist fighter or a cannibal, and the body parts were not real. The clip was taken on a Nigerian film set and uploaded to Instagram on June 17th by makeup artist Hakeem Onilogbo, who uses the platform to showcase his work. The video's rapid spread raises questions about Facebook's ability to police millions of posts each day and crack down on hate speech in a country where internet use is rising fast, social media use for political ends, and the company has no permanent physical presence. The day the link was posted on Facebook, a member of the government brought the video to the attention of international diplomats in the capital Yaoundé via the WhatsApp messaging service, according to messages seen by Reuters. Quite frightening, isn't it? Investors who bought Mozambique's Eurobonds after it defaulted in January 2017 have been richly rewarded. They're the best performing sovereign bonds in all of emerging markets in that time. Yesterday's announcement of a restructuring deal only added to the gains, and I'd like to think that I should be credited with spotting that anomaly. Sometimes there is too much hullabaloo about it, said President Adesina of the African Development Group. Africa should not be afraid of China. It's a very good learning experience for Africa, lifting 400 million people out of poverty. African countries are mature enough to negotiate with China about their needs, which is to close infrastructure gaps. And then he was talking about government should take care not to get involved in asymmetrical negotiations with China and to make sure environmental and labour concerns are addressed. Sometimes there is too much hullabaloo about it, he said. Madagascar starts voting in a bid to end poverty and corruption. President, and I can't pronounce any of their names, Rajo Naripianina, seeking a second term in office, and his two main challengers are former heads of state, Mark Ravalomanana and Andry Rajoelina, if I remember correctly, was a disc jockey. Few analysts expect an outright winner from the 36 total who are contesting. If the poll needs to go to a second round, it will involve only the top two candidates and take place on December the 19th. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world, with 3/4 of the population living on the equivalent of $1.90 a day, according to the World Bank. While high vanilla prices boosted export earnings last year, a severe drought and severe cyclones cut the supply of locally grown rice and triggered a contraction in agriculture. Delestrac said if the first round results aren't clear-cut, we have reason to fear that elements of crisis might erupt. Since 2002, balloting on the Indonesian island has been prone to instability. There are concerns when you have three former presidents competing and their differences aren't only political, there's also some personal animosity in what separates them. If the first round results aren't clear-cut, we have reason to fear that elements of crisis might erupt. Rwanda is like a prison with Paul Kagame, its imperious warden, according to Diane Rwigara, who is currently going through a court process. 37-year-old was released on bail in October, struck a defiant tone speaking to AFP ahead of a trial for treason, insurrection and forgery. I just came out of a prison, but my country still feels like a prison, and the prison guard is none other than the ruling party, dictating to us how to live, what to do and what to say, she said. I was not surprised by my arrest. I was kind of expecting it because of what I was doing in the country. If you dare criticize the government, That is what happens. You get arrested, imprisoned, or lose your life. I expected some form of retaliation. Some of the statistics on Rwanda's development appear to be cooked, she said. There is a high level of poverty and unemployment, but you will not hear that. I am innocent and charges are fabricated because I oppose the ruling party, she insisted. I hope I will not go back to prison, but if I go back, I go back. Tanzania disowns gay witch hunt plan by city administrator. This is this chap Paul Makonda, who last week called on Tanzanians to report gay people living in the city, saying that a specifically convened team would start rounding up gays and lesbians from Monday. A few days later, following an international outcry, the Foreign Affairs Ministry issued a statement to inform the public that those sentiments are individual and do not reflect the government position. It added the government will continue to respect all international agreements on human rights that have been signed and ratified. They've got to be practical. The pink pound is a very valuable part of our economy, I would imagine. AB InBev Zimbabwe sees panic buying of beer over tax controversy. So government dithering over a controversial tax on money transfers has led to panic buying of beer and a disruption in fuel supplies, overshadowing a bumper 6-month period of sales. Delta, which has the world's biggest brewer as its largest shareholder, said business confidence has been undermined by conflicting statements from authorities. The shortage of fuel has disrupted deliveries, while a surge in demand has made the market unpredictable, it said in a results presentation on Wednesday. Delta's performance in the 6 months through September benefited from the optimistic mood that characterized the election period, with lager sales jumping 54% to $187 million. They are gone. It's a total withdrawal wrapped up some weeks back, Credit Suisse pulls out of South Africa. The rand closed below its 100-day moving average on Tuesday for the first time since April, the last time it held below that level in December. It marked the start of a 2-month 18% rally. I don't see that happening. Dollar versus rand, this is a chart from Peter Brandt, who's also calling for a sharp rally, but I, for one, would be a seller around here. We stand by our brothers in the Gulf wholeheartedly, said President Sisi. Egyptian pound, 17.9115, it's really held its own here. A Chinese phone maker is building one of the world's biggest music streaming services in Africa. We alerted you to that previously. A section of the popular Gikomba market has been reduced to ashes after a mysterious fire broke out at around 2 a.m. with property of unknown value being destroyed. This becomes the 9th fire incident witnessed in the same market in less than 8 years. Uchumi joins other government-backed listed entities including Kenya Power, Mumia Sugar and East African Portland Cement that have delayed releasing results. The Kenya shilling is uppermost in most folks' minds. The key levels are from 2011, 105 to 107. I would prefer to be long rather than short, and I beg in this instance to differ with the august and venerable IMF. Madui House, here is the list of 25 companies the government plans to sell as part of the privatization plan. Kenol Kobel has acquired 33 Delta fuel stations in Uganda and Rwanda. Share price data is also on the website. Once again, I thank you for stopping by.